Yo, what's up, prospectors? So on tonight's stream, we decided to do a review of the 2.3 patch notes that are hitting the live servers on the 6th of April. And I thought, you know what? Maybe there's a lot of people with interesting opinions on that. So I decided to just compile the best parts of it into as short as possible video. It's going to be a little bit longer than the usual videos you see here on the channel. But we discussed a couple of interesting points. We talked about a couple of things that we consider to be a good idea and things that we consider to be a bad idea. And I would love to hear you guys' input about this. So as always, guys, if you like the video, if the video is interesting to you, leave a like. Drop a comment down below about any of the topics that we discuss in the video. So let's get straight into it. Let's see, adjustments, increased flashlight brightness and fixed close. Yeah, that's a good thing, because flashlights right now, when you're in a really dark area, I was doing some stuff on Crescent Falls today, and when you're inside of one of those buildings near Prospects Green, they are super dark, and even with your flashlight on, you don't really feel like you have a flashlight. You're still very much searching in the dark, a little bit too much so. Unless, of course, you shine on something that's really close to you and then you're suddenly flashbanging yourself, which is not pleasurable. So this is good rip, good first rip. That's a good way to start off some patch notes. That's a quality of life improvement right there. This is also a very important thing. I have never used this before, but I know that some people do, and I've seen streamers do it, but it feels like a scummy thing to do, where you use the emotes to go into third person vision to be able to peek around corners. I think it's an exploit, and I'm very glad that they're removing it. This is already touching on one of the things that they're going to be talking about in the solo versus squads thing as well. This is one of the first steps they're using to implement that. So they are removing the pinging functionality. So you won't be able to just ping a marker on the map anymore. Instead, and I'm not a fan of the replacement here, because nobody's going to use the voice line. People are just not going to use it, because if it's going to be a voice line, you're just going to be giving away more information. Yeah, the other person, like the solo or the squad you're fighting, is going to be able to hear the over there and pinpoint your location that way. So this is just not going to get used, in my opinion. I understand where they're coming from, and I understand for like immersion, stuff like that, it's a thing. But gameplay-wise, I don't see... unless you're full-on role-playing, I don't see anyone using this. But I am glad that they're removing the pings. Oh, Gorgon nerfs. That's what you like to hear. Wait, they haven't... Oh, the Gorgon is still in the game. Reducing the headshot multiplier. Damage is now progressively reduced. Oh, fall-off damage. Nice. Down to 70% damage of 50 meters. No, of course, they need to find that sweet spot, and I would rather see them nerf... I'd rather see them nerf a gun, like, progressively in, like, small bits, and then bring it to that spot where it's good, rather than just, oh, this thing is freaking OP, so we're gonna nerf it, and now nobody ever uses it ever again, not even as a doormat. That's not the right way to go about it as well. So I'm okay, especially since we're in a closed beta, I'm okay with them like taking slow steps and just finding that middle ground. But I'm not sure whether this is going to be enough, because I don't feel like the headshot multiplier is the real killer here. The damage drop-off is a good thing, but I think the base damage should just be lowered. Adjusting MMR rating value of players the squad up to reflect their choice of playing as a squad. The more players, the higher the MMR multiplier. The MMR is based on the medium loot you evac with. So this is based on the same system that they're already using to put you in your lobbies. But what that's going to do is it's automatically going to put squads in a higher MMR, making it more likely for people in squads to join lobbies that also have squads in them, or squads with people who just drag out insane loot values, which then presumes that that is a very good player, which of course makes it more balanced in the 1v3 or the 1v2 or whatever. Because I think once this is in place, the amount of times that you're in a lobby that is full of duos and trios as a solo is going to be considerably lower, unless, of course, you're a very good player that scraps out tons of loot. Because we all know, I don't know, wait, maybe not everybody knows this, but the MMR, the matchmaking rating, is determined on the loot that you take out of a match. So every time at the end of the raid where you see that number, the value, that value that you're seeing right there, those are what your matchmaking rating is based upon. I wish I could see my median number. Yeah. But what would that change, King Charming? I mean, that's one of those things that as a gamer, it's been grifted into our brains. Like, I want to see my MMR. I want to see my rating. Am I gold? Am I silver? Am I platinum? It's kind of, that's speaking to like our competitive edge, but what does it mean? If you're coming into lobbies and you're considering them too hard, or you're running into too many squads, are you actively going to lower your rating? Wouldn't change anything. Just another stat, really. I'd rather have them like bring in stats like survival rate, KD, KDA, etc., like things like that. The MMR stat, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess if you're basing your... It would be a logical stat to put in there. Just that average loot value. And, well, because basically average loot value is going to be your MMR. That's simply going to be it. So, yeah, I guess you're not wrong about adding that. Reduced crafting requirements for optics and increased crafting requirements for purple and exotic shields and backpacks. Okay. Hollow sight, reduced hardened metals from 5 to 2. Reduced optic glass from 3 to 1. It's still not going to make me craft hollow sights. I don't know. Now, to anyone playing the game, have you ever crafted a hollow sight? Because I've tried out the hollow sight and I see no reason why I would spend time crafting it and why I would spend materials crafting it over just using the red dot. The red dot, 300k marks, easy peasy, slap it on, done. This requires time, requires materials. No, I'm not seeing it. Hollow looks amazing on the flechette. Yeah, but is it more useful than the red dot? I mean, of course, if you're going for the aesthetic, sure. I mean, I agree that the hollow looks beautiful on any of the Osiris guns, basically. It's made for Osiris guns. 100% agree with that. So aesthetically, yes. But looking purely at efficiency, to me, I'd rather... If I'm going to be using my optic glass for crafting, I would rather put it into like a 4x. Because in the same time that I'm crafting a hollow, I could also be crafting a backpack. So if you're going to make the choice between the two, why would you ever craft a hollow when you can buy the red dot straight from the... I don't know how to fix this. I have no idea what they can do to make the hollow sight more attractive. I've also hardly ever seen anyone use it unless you found it on the ground. But that's just me. It makes sense that they made this a little bit different because it was kind of stupid that the 4x, 6x, and the 8x were all the same crafting cost. That was kind of weird. And then for the epic shield, they replaced 2 brittle ore for a titan ore. That doesn't matter. Ooh, 2 bone plates instead of 1. That is definitely... That's considerable. That means you have to kill 2 Jeffs instead of 1. That's a noticeable buff. Well, nerf, actually. Now I'm thinking maybe we need crafting slots to HQ so you can... See, that's one of my things. That's one of my personal suggestions, King Charming. Because right now in the quarters upgrades, I don't upgrade anything out of the 3rd slot. Like, I upgrade inventory and I upgrade my generators, but I never touch the 3rd thing because the 3rd thing, all it does is it makes your HQ crafts faster. That doesn't do anything. That's not enough. So I don't upgrade anything in there unless at some point I'm going to need it to get to a higher quarters level. So what I would indeed do is I would make it so that we can craft more different things at the same time. I've already suggested this in closed beta 1 because I feel like it kind of sucks that you have a set of loot, you're going into a raid, and you're crafting your next body armor, just in case you die. You come out of that raid, you died, Now you only have a body armor, and you still need to go in with a white helmet. Could totally be added to that section. Yeah, I totally agree on that. I think they should rework that section of the quarters. Because the way it is now, it's I don't think anyone's upgrading that. I just don't see the use. All right, let's see. Okay, so an epic shield is definitely going to be a little bit more challenging to craft, which I think is a good thing, because right now it's too easy. Replacing 2 focus crystals with 1 pure focus crystal. I mean, that makes it a little bit more annoying, but once you're farming focus crystals, this should not impact too much. Like, this is way more impactful of a nerf to the crafting than this is, in my opinion. This is a little bit RNG based, but yeah, sure. Epic helmet, increased radio equipment from 2 to 5. Makes sense. Epic helmet was also way too easy to craft, so totally fine with this. Exotic helmet, increased amount of interactive screens from 1 to 2. That also makes complete sense. That makes complete sense. All 4 of these are right now are too easy to craft. I agree on the fact that they're keeping blue armor the way it is, because I like where it's at right now. As much as we like it easy, they are welcome to change. Yes, absolutely. King Charming, if they keep it the way it is right now, where epic exotic shields and helmets are that easy to craft, that's going to be horrible for a wipe that's going to last 3 or 4 months. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I've been asking for this since closed beta 1. And apparently I saw on the Discord today that people have already been asking about this since alpha, but they finally lowered the weight of stims. The weak stim, the strong stim, the combat stims, the med kits, everything weighs less. Oh, but this is, I love this. This is great. I think that stims weighed way too much, so I'm very happy with this change. This is beautiful. Same with the med kits. I still think 20 is still kind of chunky for a medkit, but sure, fine. I mainly use stims, so I'm very happy with this. That means that for the same amount of... If I take in 10 stims with me now, that's 50 weight. That's going to be 30. That's big. That's huge. They're reducing the weight of all shields and helmets and backpacks, which is nice, because a big complaint that a lot of people were having right now is that you can't loot enough stuff. So... let's say that you win a fight against the guy, and let's say that that guy is fully clad in blue armor, and he has a good gun. It's kind of hard to grab all of his gear and then everything that he looted, because when you pick up his shield because you want to keep that blue shield and you want to keep that blue helmet, there's a good chance that most of your backpack's already going to be full, so now you're not grabbing the rest of his loot. When they said they want to make it looting more fun, they weren't playing. It's a necessary change, though, because I've been frustrated sometimes. Like yesterday, I don't know what happened at Waterfalls Lab, but it was an absolute slaughter field there. Some people fought a war there, and it was all laying there on the ground. I picked up those, I picked up a helmet, and then a couple of items that they had, and my bag was full, and I was rocking a blue bag. So I was like, I'm leaving so much shit behind, and it feels bad. You know where in Tarkov, you're gonna do like the loot Tetris, and you're gonna put backpacks in backpacks, and then you're gonna put rigs in your rigs, and like a rig in your backpack and another rig in your backpack, and you got more slots, and the only limiting factor is how many kilos you can wear. I'm not saying that's where they're supposed to be going, but these are the changes that were needed, because now you're gonna feel like you're doing shit, and killing people is going to feel more impactful, because you're gonna be able to pick up their shit and then continue on your job. Now it's like, okay, I killed a person, I stole all the stuff, and now I need to run to my extract because I'm full. They're pulling this all the way because they're also lowering the weight of all the weapons, so you can loot more of that stuff. All good shit. Oh, yes. Reduce creature's sight and chase distance. Finally, I mean, this is not going to make jungle safe, but it is going to be safer. Which is welcome, because I feel like I've literally been chased from one end of the jungle to the other end by overactive striders. That extended creature aggro range has been a meme. Oh yeah, for sure, King Charming. The aggro range was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Like sometimes I've been running around Oasis a lot today because I'm recording for a video, and the range at which one of those alpha Jeffs can spot you and spit at you and hit you in the face is, let's just say it's extremely impressive. Bugfixes fixed an issue that bullets sometimes got fired or registered twice. Ooh, that explains some of those weird quick deaths, I guess. Fixed an issue with creatures sometimes regenerating health in combat. Yeah, we had that happen when I was hunting Jeff's last stream, I think that was. I had one at 1 HP and then he regenerated. That was frickin' frustrating. Additionally, fixed a handful of exploits that could be abused in several different ways. I like how they do not mention which exploits these are, because you damn well know that everyone is going to try and see whether they're sure that they fixed it. So that's good. That's good. And then known issues. Data in the battle log can sometimes show misleading data. Oh hells yeah. Like I've clearly killed people that have not shown up. And I've seen a lot of weird shit happen in there. All right, and there you have it, guys. A live patch review on the Twitch channel that we did this night. If you guys want to join in on the discussion, please feel free to drop some comments down below. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on all of these things, basically. Or join the Discord and join the community, be a part of it, and discuss it over there as well. As always, if you want to help the channel grow, drop a sub, drop a like on the video, discuss all the things in the comments, and as always, happy hunting on Fortuna 3, and I will catch you guys later. Bye-bye.